love and the 478 man. It's like,
y'all real quick. Ladies, and guys, and ladies flowing well. All right, y'all, for the menu. Game with the 50-50, game with the 50-50. All right, ladies, you got your fans? All right, y'all, let's do a little work about what's up. Here we go, y'all.
I don't know if y'all know. What's love and the 478 man? It's like, Grand Rising, not Grand Rising. How y'all doing? I was sitting up here in bed, y'all. I didn't know the cam was on. Well, how y'all doing, y'all? Hello there. Can y'all hear me? This is a mic check. 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. How y'all doing? Anyway, let me do house rules before I forget about the house rules, right? The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing on non-profit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. So, y'all know that it's just my opinion and you guys' opinion. Everything is allegedly. Well, today y'all know who y'all favorite character is. Oh, Martel host. I thought about Martel host when I was listening to Dr. Francis. If y'all didn't see it, y'all need to go see it. I always enjoyed Dr. Francis. He was over on Here for the Hot Tea. They podcast now. They interview him here for the hot tea and True Tea. They interview him, and one of the things that he that stuck in my head when he was talking about the mental illness, how when he said you can get stuck, right? You can grow on and get grown, but your brains can get stuck emotionally at the very time of the trauma. So we're going to talk about that today. I love me some Dr. Kids, you guys. Let's see what y'all doing over here. And then it's also Black History. Y'all know that this is the anniversary of the Move people. Now, the Move people were they're called the Move, MOV. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I disappeared for a little while. I didn't know what had happened. I'm here. Woo, sometimes things happen. But I was trying to talk about the Move organization, MOVE. Now, May the 31st, 1985. This is the anniversary month of the Move people. Y'all know America bombed its own citizens. Yeah. They bombed those people. They didn't understand the Move people. They were a group of, here they go, y'all. They did not understand them. The Move people, right? Never forget, on May the 13th, 1985, police got inside a helicopter and bombed an American city, destroying 65 homes, burning children, and killing victims who tried to escape the rubble. And the only survivor was Ramona Africa. It was a little boy that survived at the time. And y'all see where her arm is burnt? She said everybody tell her she need to get that fixed, but she said she don't. She want to remember that scar. That scar reminds her of her family. Now she was the only one that went to jail, of course, because she was the only one to survive. But the Move people, well, they call them a black radical group, and they really was a peaceful group. It's just that a lot of stuff back in the Jim Crow days that you just couldn't agree with if you a black person. So they stood up against the government, and they did not like it. Yeah, they had a little boy that survived. He uh he survived also. There they go, you guys. I can't read that. Writing is too small. The Mood just asked and made it 13, 1985. Okay, I'm gonna say hi to y'all over here. Queen Liz, love this song. Found it from your video. Thank you, Liz. And Queen Liz is here tonight. And Potential is in the house tonight. Hey, happy Friday to you. Honey, I've been so busy this week and so blessed. Been to so many graduations. Just think God has granted me to live to see my great grandkids and great great grandkids graduate from high school, then seeing the other generation graduating, going to kindergarten, going to the first grade. So I've been one busy old lady this week. I did miss one graduation and one in Huntsville. That's a great grand in Huntsville, and she. So they have to give out tickets now, you guys. So I didn't make it to that one, but she graduated too. Hi, Miss BT, Auntie 60. Hello, darling. Hello, Crystal Amos, Trish KT, and what happened? I don't know what happened. I just disappeared. Trish, I just disappeared. I don't know what happened. Y'all know I'm not computer savvy, so I'll be doing the best I can over here. Oh, that's a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing. Thank you, Crystal. Hello, Miss T. Now, my other, I we thinking he my great grandson, but he is my grandson because when I got one of my daughters was grown when I got pregnant. My oldest daughter was grown when I got pregnant with my last baby. So we have a child the same age. So I'll be since he the same age as some of my great grands. I'll be always calling him a great grand, but he 18, and it's just I was just thinking, if y'all got kids, y'all know it don't take them long to grow up. Ooh, I was just thinking about all the times I drove that little boy back and forth to school, back and forth to little league sports, and now he's graduating. Anyway, he started taking college, career college classes because he was straight A student when he was in 11th grade. He walked across the street, had a perfect attendant. I told my daughter, a perfect attendant? Girl, you got that going on. Your son walked across that stage with a perfect attendant. You ain't, hey, Miss, hey, Latrice, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, you guys, let's go on and look at this. This is the day America bomb our citizens. Now, Miss Ramona is still alive, y'all. She is still alive, and she's still just going around to different college campuses, telling the story of the day that America bombed that black neighborhood. I think it was in Philadelphia, you guys. That's where it was, in Philadelphia. Okay, I'm gonna put that through the bombing of the Move people. They say that we're supposed to be having tornadoes. You guys, let me see what I'm doing. Present. This is the bombing of the Move people. And the lady telling the story is the only one to survive the bombing. And then you have a little boy. He was like about 8 or 9 years old. He was bombed too. He survived.
Night every day. That was just a lie, probably promulgated by the police along with the media. We were getting along with our neighbors, and nothing was going on. That's why we were surprised and shocked when hundreds of cops invaded our area, trying to throw Move out of our home. And this was on Sunday, Mother's Day.
There is a small war underway on a street in Philadelphia tonight. It has been going on all day between hundreds of Philadelphia police and a bizarre back-to-nature group called Move.
Nothing happened all day, but that night, Gregor Sambor, the police commissioner, got on a loudspeaker and said, "Attention, Move, this is America. You have 15 minutes to come out." Well, obviously we didn't come out because we knew they wanted to kill us. They didn't want to arrest us. They could have done that anytime.
It was shortly before 6 a.m. when police moved in with tear gas and water cannon to evict members of the extremist group Move.
When we were in the basement for a while, we didn't feel anything. And then the water started coming down on us. I mean, rushing down on us.
What we intended to do was to create a diversion on the roof of the Move compound.
It was hard to breathe. Our children were soaking wet. And then they started with the tear gas
tear gas started coming in. We got the blankets and they was wet, and then we put them over our heads and started laying down.
They blew a hole in the house to the left of us to try to come through it to come after us.
What we wanted them to do was to come out of the front of 6221 Osage and surrender.
We tried to get out after that. We tried to bring the kids out and was shot at into the house.
A gun battle erupted.
They shot over 10,000 bullets. So that was their intent, to kill everybody in that house.
I don't think that they should kill the people and their babies. They should find another solution.
After that, that's when the silence was. It was a long interval of silence, and we didn't know what they were doing. We felt comfortable for a minute. And then the bomb was dropped. The house shook. It shook. And then we start feeling the heat and the smoke, which we knew wasn't tear gas. We knew there was a fire in the house. We heard the crackling of the trees that was in back of Osage.
The night skies over West Philadelphia, bright with flames. As many as 60 buildings may be on fire.
I was told, and I saw newspaper issues about people yelling to the firefighters to put the fire out. Why wasn't they putting the fire out?
They dropped the bomb on the house to take care of one move family. One move out, they done burn up 2 blocks. Explain that.
It was all in the newspaper that Sambor told the fire commissioner to let the fire burn.
I'm going to keep it rolling, you guys. I got another one. I had to break them up in pieces, but this saddened me because they didn't understand it. They did not understand. Those people they were all about peace. They were all about peace, you guys. But for some reason, I'm going to tell y'all how they got targeted. A police officer got killed, and they blame one of the members for killing the police officer, y'all. And then, even though the wife, the police officer wife told them that it was none of them, it was a Caucasian man that had killed her husband, but they just ignored that. Yeah, they ignored it. And then eventually they had to let the black guy go, the member of the Move people go, because that wife, she wasn't having it. She wanted justice for her husband. Forget all this old racist stuff. I want justice for my husband. So they had to let one of the Move members go. And after that, they was the target. They target those people. They bombed that. The whole neighborhood was bombed, you guys. Let me keep it going. Keep it going. Anyway, how y'all doing out there? Hopefully you guys are being blessed and happy and honored. Here we go, y'all. Here go a
In memory of the 1985 bombing, May 13, of an African American community in Philadelphia.
Meet Ramona Africa, the last survivor of the 1985 bombing of black activists by Philadelphia police. And this is May 13, 1985. Ramona Africa was the only adult to survive the police bombing of the Philadelphia activist group MOVE, only to be thrown in jail afterwards. This is Ramona being escorted to jail. She was like about 26 at the time in 1986. So I'm going to just scroll on down to get to the meat. In 1979, as a pre-law student at Temple University, she was arrested for demonstrating against unjust housing policies. Following this arrest, she became a member of MOVE, a Philadelphia-based black liberation group that attended her hearing. Inspired by founder John Africa's preaching against police brutality, still going on today, oppression, and war, she pledged herself to this growing movement. But 6 years after Ramona Africa joined the movement, John Africa and 10 of its members, including 5 children, were killed by the Philadelphia Police Department in a devastating attack on the group's home. They bombed the whole community, not just the home. Okay. So much of our history is buried now. 1985 wasn't that long ago, you guys. So much of our history buried. And those children, every time they try to come out, the little boy lived to tell the story. One little boy, he's like about 9 years old. Every time they try to come out the building, they would shoot at them, y'all, so they couldn't get out the building. They didn't want them out the building, and then they had instruction to keep not to put the fire out. Now, I was upset. I can remember that just as like as yesterday. Well, the people had voted Mayor Good, a black mayor. He was the first black mayor of Philadelphia, and he okayed that bombing of that city, you guys. So, anyway, this is a Black History Spotlight. Let me keep it rolling. I had to break it up in pieces because it wouldn't, my camera wouldn't allow too much on there. I don't know what this is. I hope this is the continuation of that. What is this? Maybe, let me see. Might be the same thing, y'all. This old lady be getting confused. What is this I'm putting out to y'all? Okay, y'all just have to listen because this upside down, but just listen.
High pressure streams of water onto the top of the new house.
I just want y'all to listen. This upside down. Can y'all hear that? Put a 1 if y'all can hear it.
Move activists were bombed here in Philadelphia. The ways in which this country was terrorizing black communities. I'd love to say that things are totally different from then to now, but in so many ways, the attacks on our movement continue to persist.
You made the decision to drop a damn bomb on my house. You ruined my life. At the bunker, they decided physically decide to let the bunker burn, they knew they was gonna burn down the whole neighborhood. Who gave them people that power? I know one thing. If it would ever happen in a white neighborhood, they would have snuffed it out right in the beginning.
After they had dropped the bomb, we realized that we had to get our children, our animals, and ourselves out of there. And when we got to the doorway, they opened fire on us. This was not a plan to simply move people into custody. This was a plan to kill off the MOVE organization.
Tonight, after police removed Ramona Africa from the house on Osage Street, she was taken to Misericordia Hospital in West Philadelphia, where she refused treatment for a second-degree burn. Then police took her to police headquarters, where homicide detectives are questioning her right now. Ramona Africa.
I still didn't know that, everyone else had been killed. Not one single official involved in the planning or murder of my family has ever been charged with anything, imprisoned for anything, held accountable in any way. The only person to go to prison as a result of the events of May 13th, 1985 is me. I spent 7 years in prison.
Yo, I apologize for that. I didn't know how to turn it around. I didn't know how to turn it around. I should have got one of the grandkids to turn it around for me. But, okay, let me put a picture up. I'm just going to read to y'all so y'all can understand who these people are and what they represent. They were not bad people at all, okay? That's Ramona. That's her today, y'all. That is that chick today, and she had to live through it. They put that woman in jail for 7 years for bombing and killing her family up. But MOVE, MOVE now, was a political and religious organization founded by John Africa in 1972. The name means emphasis on, listen at this is what they stood for, each individual life is dependent on every other life. And all life have a purpose. This is what they stand for. So all living beings, things that move, everything that move, the trees, the dogs, human beings, the bird, the fish, the trees, the ants, the wind, the river, the rain, and rivers, they all are important. And we all deserve to have equality when it comes to a human being, Socially and environmental focused they were. MOVE members attended, protested, and supported animal rights, environmental justice, and racial injustice since its founding. In Philadelphia, because of their loud and visible radical presence, they were target for police harassment, right? So that's what happened. And then they were raiding them. Let me tell you what they did. They built sort of like a little city, like that on Philadelphia Street was sort of like a Black Wall Street. So by them living on that street, those families, they had everything. They had their own school, their own buses, their own everything on that street, similar to Black Wall Street, right? So that gave the opportunity for them to just go ahead on and destroy the whole community like they did Black Wall Street. And they claimed it was because of the MOVE organization. So that's it with the MOVE people, y'all. And y'all they had so much fire going on. It took me, let me see if I can find that other one. I want y'all to see all that fire that was just engulfing that community, you guys. Can you imagine dropping bombs on a community? Y'all know when nobody gonna hardly survive. anyhow, this is Blair Black History Spotlight, the move. Y'all go look them up. When I tell you something, I want you to go look them up. 1985, the move, people. She is still alive today, and some of them had children now. 5 kids died, right? Inside, but some of them had children that were staying with their family members. They are alive today too, and they live to tell the story of the move. The 1985 bombing of the move, people. May the 13th, y'all. This is your Black History Spotlight. Yeah. This is your Black History Spotlight. Now let's get into him because I'm gonna play next. Going to be Dr. Francis, y'all. That man is good. And when he was on Love and Marriage Huntsville, all the black men on Love and Huntsville rejected Dr. Francis. You guys, especially Tisha husband. Tisha husband couldn't stand him. And do y'all know, I don't know, that I really enjoyed Tisha because it was one time he refused to go to the counselor meeting and she was there by herself. I did not put that up there. But Tisha was able to express herself and for once be real about her marriage. Yeah. So Dr. Francis told her, you might as well be a single woman. You are. You married on paper, but you are a single mother. Because that man literally does nothing with Tisha and her family. But if he would have been with her, she would have been praising about how great he is. So I can say that was the only time that I really enjoyed Tisha, right? So what are we doing about this? They say that he is a narcissist, right? And back, when I was growing up, nobody ain't know what no narcissist was. Well, I didn't. I had a lot of men that were narcissists. Now that I look back, they had narcissistic personality disorder. I just used to call them crazy, right? I told y'all I was celibate for about 5 years. That's how I wrote that book. And once I look back on it, all the men I wrote about had narcissistic personality. So I call them my Martel. But anyway, narcissistic personality disorder is a disorder in which a person has an inflated sense of self-importance. Y'all know he had an inflated sense of self-importance because I'll never forget my other favorite thing was when he sat down in there and said they were going to dissolve all their assets. He felt like he was so important. He told Melody that he was not going to split anything with him, just with her, not even a 15%, just dissolve it. And Bedbug had told him to do it. Told him just go in there when you sit down there and negotiate with your wife, just dissolve everything. Because in her mind, she still was believing that this man was it. This man was the brains. Because that's what she used to say. He was the brain, but Melody was the face. His narcissistic behavior had him feeling that he was just that important. He was not looking at reality. All right, remember Chris came to him. That same episode, Chris came to Melody first and told Melody that everybody want to work with her. But he really felt in his mind, his superiority, that that's what was going to happen to him once he dumped Melody. Once Melody divorced him, he still was going to enjoy all the fruits of her labor, all the fruits of her connection. And then he had the nerve to get mad at Chris when Chris told him that everybody wanted to work with Melody instead of him. And Chris said, you told dealing with reality, you don't have a license to work nowhere. But that was his narcissistic behavior, right? So it's also said that narcissistic personality disorder is found more commonly in men, y'all. Trust me, that's what this psychiatrist say. The cause is unknown, but likely involves a combination of genetic and environmental factors. Now, here's where Dr. Francis came in when I was thinking about him. When Dr. Francis was trying to, I forgot what the question was. What either was true tea or he'll put a hot tea. Had asked him something about mental illness. Dr. Francis so eloquently said, they still growing, right? They still growing, maybe intellectually, like you're supposed to be as an adult, but your emotion is stopped at the time of that trauma, when that trauma occurred. What happened in Terry Heights? Now, y'all, I didn't put it on there, but everywhere Martel lived, I lived there. I lived in Terry Heights. I lived in Oak Parks. He never talked about Oak Parks. Oak Parks really was the ghetto. They were low income apartments that we lived in on Section 8. But Terry Heights, everybody on here thought that Terry Heights was a project. But it's not. Terry Heights is a well-grown, let's just say lower middle class neighborhood. But what happened to this man in Terry Heights? Seemed like to me his emotions is just stuck right there because that's all he talks about. And then emotionally, like a little kid, he still have temper tantrum. Right? So treatment consists of therapy. Disorder needs to be diagnosed by a professional treatment, what involves talking therapy. Now, this man don't believe that he don't believe that he need therapy. He don't believe that his kids need therapy. Y'all know the court ordered that with me. Martel went 2 or 3 times. I can't say how many times he went, but we do know he did not complete it when he had that issue with Tank. And then for the life of me, everything that Melody make, he's so high on his superiority, he still feels like he deserved. She out there working like a horse, like a Hebrew slave, but he deserved the money. Even the stuff she in the lab creating stuff for his daughter, he believed that his daughter, that really flowed me when he asked for a little sugar mama to take care of him. He told the judge he should get profit from whatever sugar mama shampoo was booming when it came out, and he felt like he wanted to get a profit. After that, he got so pissed off his entitlement. He got so pissed off he went back to the judge and said that his children, he didn't want the children on social network anymore, knowing that was how Melody was pushing those products, right? But if he can't get it, if he can't get no money, then he didn't want his little daughter products to be successful. But a narcissistic personality trait is characterized as an excessive sense of self-importance. And y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all remember when they were at the at that party in Atlanta that he gave. Yeah. And Uncle Sam, the one that he robbed the bank with. How do you rob an ATM machine? Well, they dragging hook it up in the back of the truck and drag the ATM down the road. I don't know, but I just can't figure in my head. But that's him though. Yeah, he called in. He already working there. He could have made an honest day work, but he calls in and go rob an ATM machine. But anyway, I got off track, y'all. Let me get on. An excessive sense of self-importance is a need of admiration. He want everybody to admire him. Oh my God, that's what he say Bed Bug do for him. Bed Bug make him feel important, right? Because she admires him. Anything come out, his mouth is like gold. He's a god to her. And that's why he stick with her. Now look, I peeped him. I was so taken out when Melody was, it's almost the beginning of when they first started. Melody was doing some kind of event, and she was speaking. And he said something to the similar like, why they always calling on Melody to speak. But when he said that, he said that to one of the kids sitting at the table, y'all. When he said that, that was when I knew something was wrong with him. How you gonna be jealous over your own wife? Is she making bread and butter? All of y'all making bread and butter, and we can see, see that this man right here was covered real good by Melody. Individual, oh yeah, he have a lack of empathy. A lack of empathy for his children, for his wife, for his mama. He had a lack of empathy for his mama because his mama wouldn't go on that stand and went live for him. Man, he like told his mama she didn't even answer the question right on the stand when she was on the stand on that custody battle. And she got more sense than that. Then right after that, that home was snatched from under her. And so later on, I found that him and Melody had put her in that home, and I guess he was providing for her in that home. But since she didn't testify on his behalf, he didn't care if his mama went to jail. Now, I just found something out today, and this from a credible source that know them very well, said that his brother, a lot of stuff that his brother go to jail for because of him. His brother, the little brother, always taking raps for stuff that he do, y'all. Sense of importance, a sense of entitlement. They do something, he be with him, and the little brother won't tell them, or else sometimes the little brother won't be with. This what I've been knew that. But then this person was telling me this not long ago, just 30 minutes ago, about how his brother been set up so many times by this man. Now, don't forget, y'all, the first thing Martel said, remember when he went down there, he claimed he had the kids in the car, y'all. Had the kids in the car. He went on the inside either to pay some kind of traffic ticket or some Martel was at, and they arrested him. Told him he had a warrant out for his arrest. First thing he said, not me. Not me. You must be you can't be talking about me. You must be talking about my brother because he's the bad one. Right? High sense of support, importance. High sense of self-importance. A sense that, he's entitled. And then there's another thing he said when he was on Tasha K. He told Tasha K that the brother was the bad one, not him. Lack of empathy, right? Individual with these traits may have a grandiose sense of self-worth. We do know that when they first got divorced, he said he was the primary breadwinner. He went around from talking shit on everybody panel, talking about some he was the primary breadwinner. A sense of self-worth, yeah. He expects special treatment, yes. Lord Jesus, help me with his special treatment. His special treatment to tell his wife, right? She's supposed to allow him to cheat. Yeah, she got to get with older women, such as, I'm thinking that older woman, now that I look back, was Nell. Cause Neil always give her man whatever he do. He can cheat whatever and come home, and he still be home. But he told her she just need to get with some older women. Let some older women advise her. That's special treatment. He want to keep bed bug and everybody else out there and still have his wife. One thing Martel always said that he never would have thought that Melody would divorce him. He never thought that cheating would come to a divorce. Why? Because he's supposed to get this special treatment. He have difficult of caring about the feelings of others. These traits can lead to difficulties in relationship, right? Lack of empathy, lack of entitlement, need for grandiosity. Now let's just see what y'all saying about Martel. Y'all give me some example. Then next we're gonna look at Dr. Francis, because Dr. Francis laid some very important stuff out, and that interview was great. The girls over there, they asked some wonderful questions to Dr. Francis. And y'all know that the men on Love and Marriage Huntsville, they did not like Dr. Francis at all. They did not want to work them steps with him. Let's see what y'all are saying. Okay, well, all right, let's see. Somebody, Black Titan, did you know the antebellum mansion home of slaves burnt to the ground yesterday? No, wow. Wow, I'm gonna have to look that up. Wow. All right, I was trying to see if somebody over here had anything to say about Martel. If not, I'm gonna keep it running. Once them kids hit double digit in years, the time fly. Yes. Yeah, the time fly. Time fly. Hello, Miss Titanic. Hey, babe, how you doing? Yeah, time flies. And that's another thing about Martel too. He never put his kids, he never put his kids' feelings. Never, never. Y'all see how Who Knew done turned on Mel and said Al did nothing to Mel. True T told everyone about Who Knew. Child, yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm kind of like stuck in this sector, but I hope y'all follow me. I'm gonna do some great things and talk about things that matter to us. I'm tired of being stuck down here in this crazy stuff. Yeah, True T, I already know that that girl was over there dragging Mel. We know she was over there dragging Mel. Who Knew and Marcella linked up with that fake attorney to say Mel can't countersue Al. Who Knew built her channel on faking to be a male supporter. Oh, wow. All right, y'all, we going to keep it rolling. Krista Amos, financial trucker. I knew the CCWK was a app when I was at her live last year. And she said she tells money everything before it hit YouTube. Y'all, let me keep it going. Y'all done got made me. We're gonna come back and talk about that. Let me finish this. I'm finna put Dr. Francis in. A lot of that to me is a lot of people in this sector got mental illness. I'm telling you. It's a whole lot of mental illness in this section. 837. Whole lot of mental illness. Shoot. All right, y'all. I'm just trying to find it. So yeah, A lot of people over here got mental illness. Y'all, I'm finding that out. Oh Lord, I'll be arguing. I gotta quit. I've been operating on my lower self myself over here, just dealing with them, just trying to. Uh, I don't like when people attack my character, but that's something they feed on. They said people that are narcissists, they need energy supply to feed on. So the more and more I respond, the more and more they gonna respond. So it just get awful over here on this sector. It is. Oh
In
yeah,
a way that garners attention because they really do need the attention. This is why the histrionic, where they over exaggerate themselves. And so it's almost like, hey, what about
got
me? What
out to
about
here
me?
for the
What
hot
about me kind of
tea
thing.
and true
But
tea. This
they
is what
act
it's
it out
talking about.
in a way so that they can get noticed. And the other part of that is maybe they grew up with, not validated. And so because they were not validated and they did not have enough of their own capacity to validate themselves, they required somebody else to put them on center stage. And if it didn't get there, then one of the ways to do that is to act out. It's almost like a little kid,
Yeah.
temper tantrum kind of a thing, So they act it out like that. But they get older, and so they are more they have a better way, a more discreet way of acting that out. So there's that, and then it's also quite possible that there might have been, depending where they were in the sibling group, in the sibship,
Uh-huh.
who took up the space, who got all the attention.
Yeah.
The other part of that too is moving away from the sibling group was where was mother?
Yeah.
How old were they when they were impacted by this? What about mother's, maternal
Yes.
availability? And if they required mother to be available, or mother was unavailable, doing some other things to taking care of herself and neglecting this person, okay,
Mhm.
and yeah, they might act out and this histrionic way. And as they go through life, the one sad thing about it, as they go through life, it might become a part of their adult acting out behavior in
Yeah.
terms of their interpersonal communication or interpersonal relationships. And so what you might see here is that, and again, let me go a step back. It just depends on when the problems happen. When did the hurt happen?
Yeah.
How old were they? And so, for instance, if it say happened when they're 3, 4, and 5, they're beginning to make sense out of who they are. And 6, they're beginning
Yeah.
to make sense out of who they are, where they fit into life itself. And
Mhm.
so, if during that time they did not get what they wanted, they didn't fit in, then yeah, they will. They will, and if mother is not available,
Mhm.
you might find somebody who is 25, 35, who's
Mhm.
acting out
Yes.
the age at which the trauma happened.
Mhm.
Or if it happened around about 5 or 6, they may be acting it out. It's the same kind of thing when somebody said, man, they have an adult. Oh, that person acts so childish. Why is
Yes.
he acting so childish? Well, what's happening here is that the emotions was the part of them that got the traumatized. Okay,
Mhm.
but the left side of the brain, the intellectual side of the brain, and the physical sense, continue to grow.
Mhm.
Continue to grow, and physically they continue to grow, and the intellectual side that they continue to grow, but the emotional side is stuck. So you
Mhm.
have this adult who's acting like a child, and one of the
Yes.
ways that they get through life is to become very well educated so that they can um, speak and talk their way out of stuff. And
Mhm.
that's their way of saying, let me show you who I am. I'm intelligent. I'm educated. I have degrees. I have all of these things. And
Mhm.
so that's their way of letting people know that even though I know I'm wounded, I don't want you to see my wound. I want
Mhm.
you to see me as being normal,
Okay.
kind of thing.
That's my take on it.
Okay. Yeah. Now, one of the reasons why I just assumed that this disorder was more prevalent with women is because one of the key characteristics of the histrionic personality disorder is that person being seductive or provocative, meaning they may use their physical appearance or act in ways that are, sexually suggestive to gain attention.
Right.
All right. So would you agree that that's more prevalent with women? I would assume so.
It is more prevalent with women, and this provocative kind of approach to life, is the way that they get
attention.
Attention, and when they get the attention, because attention is at the core of the histrionic need, and they do have this need to be at center stage, and so they will do whatever they can, and it gives them a sense of who they are. So if you were to ask a histrionic person, like a lot of people, who are you? Let's tell you about what they did, when they did it, where they did it, how they did it. They start talking about all this behavioral stuff, but they don't know who they are at the core of their experience, because that has been blighted.
Okay.
Now, that is not to say that some men cannot act out in a histrionic way. It's just like the literature is suggesting, and is even saying that women are more likely to be diagnosed as borderline, and men as it just slipped my mind now. It just slipped my mind.
Okay, y'all, just why I thought about Martel, because see, Martel has a lot of temper tantrums. He be having them temper tantrums. we saw him have that temper tantrum out there on that field day. We saw him have temper tantrum on that trip that they went to. That's the last trip that they went to with Kiki, bless her heart. So we have seen this man, and he make a point that they are what they do. They said the left side of the brains. I think you're trying to decide and tell us about each brain has side of the brain. The right side has its own function. The left side does something. He said that the left side is the physical. You might grow, but then the emotional part of you gets stuck. So that's why you act like a child. Wherever that trauma was at, you are stuck there. That's why you have to go on the inside and deal with whatever happened to you as a child, y'all. Because I still remember, I told y'all about my friend that got hung, and I seen her get hung by these Ku Klux Klansmen. That side of me, when I got grown, I had to heal that side of me, because I was emotionally stuck as a child. Yeah, I'm here. It's still there, but it don't hurt. It don't hurt like it used to hurt. Okay, so Miss Amos, you're right. She said Martel is just lazy. He wants to ride off of other people back to success. Yeah, that's that sense of entitlement. That's and lack of empathy for the people that work. I'm working very, very, very hard to push this family through, and what? You just laying up here being lazy, think you supposed to reap the benefit of everything. Miss Downloads, it's so good to see you. How's your daughter, dear? Blessing is BT and beautiful chat. So good to see you and welcome. Yeah. Cambria Denise says, good evening, Miss BT and chat. Yeah, it's good to see you, Miss Downloads. Take care of that beautiful daughter of yours. You're such a good mom. You're a great mom. I'm telling you, and your daughter loves you so much. What Queen Liz says, in my opinion, he has reached out to some bloggers, saying has charmed some people, but I don't know. Y'all y'all want to talk about the lady that's going on with Melody. Thank you for asking about our little Savannah. She's in AZ with family love, y'all. Thank you. Thank you for that, because I have really been concerned about your daughter. So thanks for letting me know that she's okay, well taken care of with family, and you guys will be back together soon because you're a wonderful mom. Okay, so that y'all do know. Let's see what I got next. So I do, yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about this before I go to the next part. Let's just talk about this. It is let's talk about what she said. I'm gonna go here. Miss Queen Liz says he's right. Many serious illly learn how to manipulate and pass for inconclusive lie detector test. Yeah, you got some people that can do that. And then he did say that some people study mental illness, and then they'll put it on. They want to be down. A lot of that you be trying to get that little crazy. I call it a crazy check, y'all. So they'll come in there. I've had when I got tired of being on the floor and nursing, that I went out in the field and in the community, and one of my jobs was to assess mental illness people to see if you can get them on Social Security. Y'all know that's get them on Social Security. So that was mine. I never turned nobody down though, y'all. Some of them I knew probably was faking, but they were living in poverty. So But anyway, it was, once I wrote my assessment down, it went up to me. It's up to the psychiatrist to pass it on to. But y'all, a lot of them I knew was just probably had studied that behavior. And I was gonna tell y'all, like, art. We got one of these members on here. They always talking about autism. Autism. I got a grandson that got autism. He's very intelligent, y'all. If you nurture that autistic child, right? You nurture that child real early on. That child is very functional. That child grows up to be, very intelligent. They can do everything we do. I said, yeah. So, Crystal Amos, that was insurance job. I'm trying to find out this one on who. I don't really visit who knew that much, y'all. Okay, here we go. So I don't really know a lot about who knew. Thank you, Miss Black BT, for keeping this story alive and the memories of the poor deceased. Yeah, that is a very important story to remember. Now America go all across seas now, but they're gonna bond one of their citizens. We are their citizen. My soul is non-existent in that marriage, and a poor excuse for a husband. Yeah, do you know Dr. Francis said that? He was non-existent in that marriage. So I was just appalled when they had created that storyline. Oh, what's the man name? That the other guy was a deadbeat dad. Trish husband. Y'all remember his name? His name is I can't remember his name right now. But they had the nerve to have my soul sit down and talk to this man like as if he was a wonderful dad. My soul is an absentee dad, and Tisha worked her butt off. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but she's a good mom. Because she has to do everything for her children. She's got to even take the little boy to get his hair cut. Now that's something dads usually like to do. Dads usually love to be in charge of that. More the ones I know. Or when they got a son, they own it with their son, but not their dad. Yeah, and Tisha does everything in that family, man. Everything. And that's why she's so overwhelmed. And that's why you can be depressed. If you don't have no help with your children, you can be depressed. Because if everybody need a village. It should be easier on her now. It should be easier on Tisha now because the children are big, right? So it should be easier on her. But yeah, I was a single mother at one point, and I needed that village. I needed that help. All right, now, but I just didn't like. One time one interview they had, and when my soul was sitting next to her, and she was telling us of how she got to be submissive. I don't know if y'all remember that interview. I'm like, hold it. How you gonna be submissive to somebody that don't do nothing for you? Oh, that's his name. Marquez says in an interview that he was told the premise was about his daughter dance team. Kind of like the show JJ and Selena family was on. Yeah, the dancing doll. My little daughter-in-law, she's not no dancing doll no more, but she used to be a dancing doll. She grown now. Reality TV with the show Queen. You act as though you are a part of that marriage. Manage a trio, perhaps. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Let's push it on through. Let's see what I can find next. Let's do. I was thinking about Diddy now. Diddy. Oh Lord, we're gonna do that. Excuse me. I had to put this stuff. Now this is not. This is a little common. Have y'all ever saw this show right here?
We just have fun. We just have lots of fun.
Charles and Netta.
I couldn't let this day go.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to move it off the stage. Oh my God, they so funny to me.
Hey, just to give y'all a little input of what we got going on. Like I said, I forgot to post a flyer up last night for the podcast interview we have Monday. We have the podcast interview Monday. I'm gonna repost the flyer and stuff, and let y'all see it, and so y'all can come to the show and watch the show, because we're gonna be on there and we're gonna be talking. Lily, leave me alone, Lily. We'll be in Pensacola, Florida, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this weekend. We'll be in Pensacola, Florida, and going to the beach and have a fantastic time. We just gonna have a ball. But it's crazy. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on. I got something for them. Okay. All right. Alrighty then. Okay. So we have to hook them on up. We have to hook them on up. Get them on off of here. We have to get them on out here, y'all. I'm about to get my mods on. I don't know when I'm gonna have time and stuff to be able to sit down and talk with these people so they can get all this negative stuff off my page. I'm just tired of it. Okay, let's do something today. We're going to do something today. I came up with a great idea. Everybody talks about Miss Netta. Everybody want to talk about Miss Netta is broke. Everybody want to talk about Miss Netta is ugly. Everybody want to talk about Miss Netta is dumb. Everybody want to talk about Miss Netta is slow. We're gonna play a game today, okay? The game is called we finna divide the brokies from the people that got a job. Okay, so all the people out there that have the job, put your name of your job up there. Put your name of your job on the screen to let Miss Netta know that you got a job and you do go to work, okay? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what do you guys have, because y'all see I got it going on. I don't got to worry in the world. I don't gotta ask and beg nobody for no money. Put the name of if you're in the Army, you're in the Navy, you work at McDonald's, you work at Burger King, baby, that's a job too. Put the name of your job up there. That's what we're going to do. All this negative stuff, let's turn this negative stuff into positive stuff. Tell me where you work. I ain't going to see too much of that, right? I'm not going to see too much of people's jobs up there. I kind of figured that. I kind of figured we're not going to have no jobs coming up there. Okay, bartender. Okay. All right. Put the name and just keep going. Keep on with the screen with department store. Come on, clothing store. Put it up there. Swimmer, scammer. If you want to be a scammer, put your job up there too. You're a scammer. Because you know that's what a lot of people do too. Yes. Put your name of your job up there. Somebody said I'm a liar. They're a liar. Okay, well that ain't no job. That makes it that you don't have a job. Okay, come on, job people. My job people out there, real job. Y'all come on with the jobs. Because I know my people out there got jobs they can put up. They don't got to put up all this negative stuff up here. They can put up the name of their jobs. Can y'all put up the name of your job? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Coaches. HRs. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Put the name of the job. Yes, let's do that. Move all this positive stuff. Move the positive stuff on in the house, okay? Move it all on in here, okay? Move all the positivity in here. Yes, we're at Walmart. Now don't worry about my job, because clearly I'm doing my job right here as a nurse. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody said an escort. Okay, well, that's a job too, baby. That's a job too. Strippers, escorts, all of that. You get paid, so that's a job too. So don't be ashamed of your job, because I'm darn sure ain't ashamed of mine. Come on, keep them jobs coming up there. Tell me what somebody say strippers. Okay, now I know y'all just playing games. It is what it is. I don't care. Because you don't got a real job to put up there. You put fake stuff up there. Put your real job up there. Doctor. Okay. Coochie popper. Oh, that means that you a hoe. You just come on now. Y'all making yourself look like this CNA. That's what I'm talking about. Put jobs up like that. Jobs that are relevant. All these other jobs you're not doing, it don't make no sense. Let's go on to a positive way, okay? The jobs is
Have y'all ever seen her? That's Miss Netta in charge. Miss Netta in charge, y'all. They're a trip. Well, I really like her. There they go. Miss Netta and charge. Of course, they're both men, so. But yeah, that Miss Netta, and they can be awful mean. They be telling her she look like an alligator and stuff. I be like, why y'all getting him to be so mean to her? I mean, he act like he love her. He do. That I don't know if something wrong with him or not, but she got to be making a lot of money over there, because fans just flock to him. Even if they just saying negative stuff, they're under there. Sometimes I watch it, and sometimes I think that they shouldn't be so mean to them, right? People can be so mean. They could be mean, but just like Take Talk, thought she would make it. Look at this, y'all. Take Talk. Oh God, it's so funny to me. Y'all see the lady, the grandma in the back? That's who TikTok got my picture up there that I look like. I bust out I laughed so hard that I almost I laughed so hard I'm on feet on myself. She kind of favor me when I don't have my teeth in my mouth. That's what I was laughing at. But she said she put it up there for it to be mean spirited towards me. But what she did was she made me laugh, y'all. That's one of my favorite. I still watch it. She made me laugh, but that's how they be doing Miss Netta over there. Miss Netta be getting mad. They be putting different pictures up on her. People can be really mean, y'all. Okay, next we're gonna do the Nene Leaks. Now Nene Leaks just started her new podcast or whatever you want to call it. She had Tamar Braxton on there. And to my surprise, I did not know that Tamar had produced The Real. She got fired off that show. Tamar, how you gonna get fired off your own show? That's what took me. Okay, let me put it through. Yeah, Tamar. But one thing about it, Tamar has invited this season her cousin. Yeah, that's her cousin, her brother child. And that brother child is talking about all the abuse that these men do to them girls, inappropriate things to the girls in the family. And so I'm glad she's speaking out. Y'all know Tamar has spoke out about she had been touched too by family members. Also, the one that died, Tracy. Those are the two that spoke out that they had been touched. But what happened is that they invite this season that the niece is gonna be on there, and Tamar invited the young girl on there. Now they don't want the young lady on there because she's telling the secrets of what these men are doing in their family, these perverts in their family. So they want her mouth closed. They want her to shut up and be quiet and don't say nothing. And she said one thing that she said to me that really took to my heart when she said, "That's not my cross to bear anymore. Keeping y'all pervertedness a secret. Y'all done hurt me and I'm going to tell it. I'm going to heal." So she's telling her story, and she said that, what? The one that died, Gabe died. He was doing things to her inappropriate, right? At first, y'all, what husband was Gabe? Gabe was well, one of the Braxton girls' husband. But anyway, she said at first when she told her, she act like, you know, she act like she was on her side. But then all of a sudden, she turned her backs on them. So, and they still turning their backs on her. They don't want her to speak out. But the thing that got me is her daddy, which is that brother. The brother gave her a cease to desist. Don't say nothing about whatever inappropriate that happened to her. So she's on the show with Tamar this season. Yeah. But she said she felt like she said she felt like they just use her for that storyline, that they don't care about her. That's what she said. Here we go. Tamar on Nene Leaks show, y'all. So Nene, Tamar said she lived next door to Nene, y'all. What is it? Get your butt on up there. Yeah. No.
You was that loud. Your vocals are insane. Tamar vocals are insane.
Oh, this not the one I want.
You know what? I had heard that Summer lives over there. Did she live across from you?
Yeah.
No.
That one got an echo. I had to do it over. Let me find the other one that's clear. Yeah, that one got a real bad echo in the background. I sure am glad to see that Miss Diagnose is doing good, y'all. I'm glad she's okay.
Yeah. And you guys went from music to reality television. That's a big transition.
Yeah.
So I want to say, if I remember correctly, you and Vince produced the Braxton and funded it yourselves. And but anyway, how was that transitioning from music to reality TV?
You know, for me, I just felt like it was a necessity as Black women to have that type of television on TV.
Yeah.
Because this was right around the time when you all first started Housewives, and you all were girlfriends.
Yeah.
But
the Kardashians were out, and they were a family sort of like you guys.
They were a family sort of, but we didn't really quite at that time know what they did. We just knew they were our family.
And when I say sort of, I mean like they have a beautiful mom. She has all these beautiful daughters.
And she did.
And so your mom is the same. Evelyn is her. She's the queen, and then she has all these beautiful daughters.
Yeah. But I knew it was important because where me and my sisters were, we were in every different walk of life. Some of us were trying to figure it out, trying to figure our marriages out, trying to financially figure it out. My sister was still living in a small town, and you know what I mean? And being from this big family, I knew that it was important to Black women that we see ourselves on TV. And this is why let's go back. This is why it is very important to pick the right partner.
Right.
Because I told my partner what my vision was, and he made that shit happen.
Okay, that's good. He was a team player.
He was a team player. And
so how does that work though, Tamar? Because on my show, I do a segment called Ladies of Success, Our Girl Bosses. So you guys came up with the idea, and then you went.
I came up with the idea.
And then you went to a network.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Okay.
I went to the network. And me and Vince was having pitch meetings, and Vince is a music guy, and we didn't even know what the fuck we was doing. We were just telling the story.
Right.
We sold the show 5 times.
Just telling the story.
Just telling the story.
What your vision was.
What the vision was, and then we got a couple of deals to shoot the sizzle. Actually, Bravo.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put the other part up. All right, yeah, what happened to the mayor? He continued on being mayor. As a matter of fact, he got a promotion for doing that to his own people. But yeah, I don't think they re-elected him. He went somewhere else. But they didn't re-elect Mayor Good. So Tamar is very talented, you guys. Tamar also said that they were arguing. Her and her family had a dispute because, it was a pay difference. And of course the other girls, they okay, but if she the producer, they're not going to be paid like her. And then of course, Tony is the star that pulls them in. Of course, they can't get paid the same thing. That's how it works. Tony is the superstar that they use to draw people in. And Tamar, oh yeah, y'all. Tamar said that it was when she first started the show, they did not know what they were doing, and the network knew it, so it took advantage of, and they took her show. She said she got no money for it. This might well say the show was gave away. So this season right here, she got her show back. She got the show back. Cause if y'all remember, I don't remember last season, Tamar was not on that show. Yes, she was, but she was not filming with them. So now they don't have no say. So they can't kick this girl off that show. She is really talented. I mean, what's her name? Her husband, her ex.
The initial problem, because we wanted it to be Favorite Nations, because Vince and I didn't do it for a financial gain. We had no idea how much we would make.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's the same.
We just knew that it was necessary for television and for our community.
Right.
And because, like you said, me and Vince were already, I was already cat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was already doing it.
Right.
It didn't make, the money didn't make or break me, basically.
Right.
But for some people, it was important.
So, your dad did the show?
Yeah.
Was he paid as well?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys do have a lot of people that have to get their money side together. That's
Vince wasn't playing it.
Yeah, it's a lot though. So with you and Vince being a producer, do you have a say, or you just don't have a say?
At first, we did not. Like I said, we didn't know what we were doing, and I know that the network knew that we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah,
and they used it to their advantage.
Same.
And so we ended up basically giving them our show. Not selling our show. We gave them our show. And then most recently, I got my show back.
Oh, nice. So you're now producing on that show. Okay. So
it's my show.
I got to say to you guys, Tamar did The Real. How many years did you do The Real?
3 seasons, I think.
You did The Real for 3 seasons. So this is a little story that a lot of you guys do not know out there. I was asked to be on The Real. And this was in the beginning of the process of them casting. I think it was, I'm sure it was Tamar and the other girls, but I was asked to be one of the first girls when the show first originally started. I had the contract. And I ended up not doing The Real, and they ended up casting Lonnie Love. Y'all know y'all would have liked me first. I'm just kidding. I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I just did not do The Real. But Tamar ultimately did The Real, and I remember so well talking to
wish
Tamar.
they would have told me.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember talking to Tamar. I remember talking to you, and you said this to me, like they had casted all of you guys, and you were like, oh, we're all going out to dinner. I believe all y'all went to, like, Mr. Chow.
Because Vince.
Yeah, y'all all went together to Mr. Chow to kind of like, just make sure that you guys were friends and sisters and you guys had the same vision and all that. You produced on there as well.
I did.
Wow.
And in creating the show. That's why I'm saying I wish they would have told me that, because I wouldn't have cast Big Bad Cadillac.
I'm finna get ready to leave.
So Tamar and Vince produced The Real as well as the Braxton shows. They're talented. You go, girl. Oh, yeah, you go, girl. Tamar making moves out here. Baby sis making moves out here. Yeah. They are so talented. Y'all, they some talented people. I'm telling you, all of them could sing. But my favorite was the one that died. You got Tracy. Tracy was my favorite because Tracy always was just down to earth. And I always felt like Miss Evelyn made a difference between Tracy and the other girls. And even on down to the funeral, y'all. Oh, Mama didn't even come to her funeral. Right? Didn't even come to her funeral. All right, you guys, I'm on. Get on out of here. And it's 9:43. I'm going to go to bed. And I thank you guys for everything. Y'all, I love y'all so much. I was bragging about how y'all how this over here on this section, how we support each other, how we just being in there as women, as women just help each other out. I would like to start doing things that's positive, stuff that can help us think, stuff that can help us grow, right? So that's what my motive is. And then to my members, I owed it to y'all to be on here more. I can't function when all that drama be going on. I be over there with QT, but the function, like to be trying to create my mind, I can't do it. A lot of mess. I can't stand a lot of mess. I'm gonna get ready to go, you guys, and I thank y'all for being here. I'm gonna put some stuff together for us, women's empowerment. That's what I want to do. Concentrate on women's empowerment, and most of that stuff gonna come out of my book. I don't ever read nothing out of my book to y'all because and the book called The Thug's Passion. Good Lord. That book right there is raw, and it takes you on a journey. My journey when I had to be go in and be celibate. And then, yeah, I'm just raw. I'm just telling y'all all these different men, how they did to me, what they did to me. And at the end of each chapter, I give advice, women's empowerment. I ain't got no shame about my game because I've had to I had to grow up. Black history education. That's me, yes. Yes, Miss BT. Tracy was my favorite too. They did her dirty. I still can't wrap in my mind how the mama, if nobody else was gonna be at that funeral, I felt like that mother supposed to been at that funeral. I can't get over that. That's why I say she have always made a difference between her children. I bet you any one of them other girls past, Miss Evelyn gonna be right there front and center. Lord, and just think that out of all of them, Miss Tracy held her marriage together. And the thing about with this thing about when they told her she couldn't work no more because she was pregnant, what hurted her other sister, oh my God, them sister names now. Trina. Trina was pregnant and they allowed her to work. So that's why she was so hurt. Why didn't it apply to Trina? Of course, we know they feel like Trina looked better than her. That's how they feel. Trina was beautiful when she was young. All of them is more beautiful. But what's her name? Voice to me, Tracy's voice was better than Trina's. But they were going by the physical. It's Tony. I'm to me on the voices. It's Tony, then Tamar, and then Tracy, and the rest of them voices are okay, but not enough to just be leading. All right, you guys, I'm gonna put these dances on through. And I've been trying to get my daughter. Oh yeah, let me talk about this before I go. I stuck to. I don't want to. This girl right here. I just want to say this before I go, honey. Y'all know Shamia is finally trying to wake up and say, well, maybe, just maybe, this friendship has been lopsided. It's definitely lopsided. Portia did that girl wrong. I didn't know she could sing like that. Now, she has a beautiful voice, and she was so proud of herself sitting at that table, showing the girls having the girls listen to her song. Portia kept saying, throwing shade. Kept telling her, oh, is that Drew? Is that Drew? And she know damn well that was not Drew because Portia, she said her and Portia now, they've been knowing each other since they were teenagers. She know that girl's voice. And then, of course, the newbies going way, way back, asking her why didn't Portia come to her wedding. So Shamil had to assess a lot of stuff that's going on between them two. Well, just maybe, this may be a lopsided friendship, right? Because if you got a friend, your friend return gonna return the same kind of energy you give her. I've never seen nothing Portia do. Portia don't return the energy. And Shamil sit up there, she would. It's like when Portia said that she would sleep with Angela husband. Shamil didn't want to go. Shamil's a married woman. She knew it was wrong for Portia to say that, but she didn't want to go against Portia or do nothing that would hurt Portia or hurt her friendship. So she ended up catching a whole lot of backlash after not checking Portia for saying she wanted to sleep with that woman's husband. So what is this now, Portia? You after other women's husbands? Oh my God. Portia said that. I said, no, you didn't. And then I heard they saying that maybe Shamil really don't care because they said Shamil introduced Portia to Simon, right? No, and I don't see what they see in Simon. Y'all really, Simon not attractive. He not an ugly man. Well, he ain't all that with all these beautiful women all over him like that. His wife was very, very beautiful. She's equally as beautiful as Portia. Portia is pretty, but you cannot trust Portia around your man. Women like Portia sit right in your face. Y'all saw how she did that, girl. Come to your house and be eating dinner with you and your husband all the time, probably playing footsie under the table. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is a true story. I was put in an uncomfortable position. I think I had her over there on Pinky's channel, and her Lady P. Lady P is one of my friends now because she's a retired mistress. She done got old now. She in her 70s. She a retired mistress. That's so funny to me. But when you listen to her story, it's like, wow, like she had this man, I ain't gonna call his name, but she was messing with a married man, and she would invite his wife over. They played spades. The wife never knew. And I was over there one day, and the wife came over to play spades, and they were under there playing pussy with each other under the table. So I'm saying Portia seemed like she would be that kind of woman. I wouldn't have Portia around I wouldn't trust my man around Portia, y'all. No, 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 no. And Portia, why won't you get out that man's house? Why is she holding up this man's house? Because she wanted that life that Shamil lived. See, Shamil lived that life that she wanted, a big old mansion and the husband. So Portia was going to come back on Real Housewife of Atlanta like that because she said whatever his last name. She wasn't coming back at Portia Williams. She's coming back at whatever Simon last name is. Good body or something like that. But and I could tell all these African women, I'm gonna tell y'all. I've been in the Igbo. I married an Igbo guy, and our daughter, our baby now, is 38 years old. They were marry American woman, but they family prefer that they marry in their own tribe. So I knew that when Portia moved there to Nigeria and had she paid for all that, y'all. Allegedly, Portia paid for that wedding over there in Nigeria. And I don't, I'm just saying what my point of it is that she would never ever be accepted by his family. And I don't know about Shamil, but that's how most of those Nigerian parents are over there. Now, in my case, I was not accepted till I had that baby. When I had that baby by him, of course, grandma want that baby, so to come over there. So then I was acceptable. When he first married me, they cut off all his funds in the United States. Yeah, they cut his funds off because he had, let's say he was not going to be getting financed unless he divorced me. That was their instruction because he had a wife over there in Nigeria that he's supposed to be marrying. That cultural differences will break up a marriage. Portia, your marriage to him wasn't going to ever be right because them people weren't going to accept her. All right, good night, y'all. I'm just talking. I go Pinky over there. Pinky babysitting her grandson. When she babysitting that grandson, she be tired. I don't ask her to co-host with me, and she don't ask me to co-host with her. Oh, Miss Krista said, oh Lord, Krista said, my cousin like Portia. If you want to know if he's a cheater, take him around her. You oh, and you know these men. This is in my younger days. I would turn married men down. They would tell me something. What does it matter that I'm married? That's what they will say. That's their favorite line. Or they're telling you that the marriage is over and they're just there because of the kids. Or they'll tell you they don't sleep together. These married men have so many excuses, reason they want to cheat. And that like Martel was telling what's her name? Bedbo said Martel kept telling her that he was getting ready to divorce Melody. He went finna divorce Melody. Crystal says maybe Portia asked her to introduce her. Yeah, they said she introduced her. I don't know how it went down, but I didn't like that situation. It ended. It didn't even end right. Portia wasn't even married that long to that man, and she thought he lied about whatever he was because she really was footing the bills. Portia thought she was getting a gold man. She ended up that wedding in Nigeria. Now, we not married no more, but they came over from Nigeria, some guys, and they were making fun of Portia. They really were. They were making fun of Portia. Said that everybody knew she had paid for that wedding, and that she had never met nobody in his family. Said that she ain't never met no. I was sitting there listening. They be talking their own language when I be around my husband. But they thought I didn't understand nothing they was saying. Yeah, they talk about Portia, and she the laughing stock of Nigeria over there. That man, because he tricked her. That's what he did. Tricked Portia. But she can come back up now. Who was that? I was what he said? They will use that tire line, yeah. And then a whole lot of them Africans that come over here, they just want to marry you for a green card. Once they get that green card, they gone. You hear me? Of course, Simon probably been had his green card. Y'all saw every time they deport him, he come right on back in the United States. All they do is just come back in, make a new idea and kick your butt on back up in here and start a whole new life all over again. Thanks for being here, everybody. Y'all, let's dance. I love to dance. Honey, y'all gotta go out with Miss BT. Y'all got Miss BT. I love to dance. And when that music come, I'm on that floor. My daughter and them, they act like little old ladies. I be like, come on, get on, let's dance. They be sitting up there, I be dancing with while they sitting down watching me, but they love it though. They get a kick out of me dancing, yeah. I used to dance. I used to choreograph dance. Yeah, I stopped dancing in 2020, maybe about 2018, 2019 was when I stopped dancing, y'all, and choreographing stuff. I got a little old, so what I did was I would go on college campus and recruit dancers from college campus to come in the inner city to teach the children. Because I would be trying to teach them and make sure, and one of the other things they had to do was make sure that the children that was at risk, help them with their homework, make sure they passing their own assignment. And if they want to be in the dance crew, they have to keep their grades up to at least a C average. That's all I ask. Cause everybody can't be no A student. I'm gonna put old school back on today, y'all. This one is my favorite.
All right, ladies, you got your fans? All right, y'all. Let's do a little work about let's here we go, y'all. I don't know if y'all know, but Westlove and the 478 band. It's like,